Hello everyone, this is Sir Amnon here, and I am bringing to you a small little update to my Phantasm Spiral deck that I took to locals today. So this is actually just fresh off of locals. I just got back home. Um, and yeah, I made some small little edits. I made it a 40 card deck with Upstart instead of 42, so I'm not a bad player anymore. And yeah, let's just jump right into it because it's not going to be in depth like the last one because I got most of my thoughts out of the way. I just kind of want to do a quick rundown and then a small little report. I don't want to make this a very long video. Starting off, two Phantasm Spiral Dragons, not three because of bricks, not one because you can summon multiples of him and he helps OTK. Nothing really special here. The only other monster is still the 3 Megalo Smasher X because it is the most readily available, searchable, fast searching monster thing. Yeah, that was very, very, very badly put. But long story short, he's easily searched. He's hard to disrupt besides Ash Blossom, and in terms of searching, and he gets the job done. So 5 monsters. Then we have 3 pacifists. This card actually didn't really do a whole lot today, and I'll get to that when I talk about my matchups. But it's still a very good card. It just didn't actually do a whole lot today, for reasons that I'll go into. But you obviously run 3. It's necessary. 3 Terraforming because this card's not hit yet, and when it does get hit, I'll be sad. 3 Fossil Dig because, I mean, it's better than running 3 extra monsters. You want to search, you can set it with before activating Demise. Good card. Doesn't collect the back row like Tenki does. We have 3 card Demise because it's also not hit yet, and when this gets hit, I'll be very, very sad because I play this in everything. But yeah, really unfair card. Demise into Demise just sets up, and with the field spell, you can set more back row than you normally would in like Paleo or something. So yeah, this card's just absolutely nuts. Let me put there we go. Super one on top. Super duality and 2 common dualities because I can't find 2 other supers. Or I don't have 2 other supers, I should say. Also really good card. Sided 1 out pretty much every matchup, especially going second. It's a very good card to side out, but it also adds to consistency, so it's a very nice card. 1 upstart because it's not bad anymore since we're running 40. 1 each of the equips. I still run this ratio. I still think it's very good. Wave didn't really come up a whole lot today. Actually, it didn't really come up at all. I just never drew into it. I didn't really search a whole lot with pacifists, so that's probably why. I didn't really search any of these. Like, I searched script maybe like once the entire day. That's it for the spell lineup. Going on to the traps, we have 3 battle. Just pops anything. I finally got a 3, so you know I'm happy about that. Nothing much to say here. Just destroys anything. Does shenanigans in the battle phase. It's really nice. It can also save your equips from, things like targeted monster destruction and whatnot. 3 power. I bumped this up to 3 because you find that you want to have search targets for pacifists as much as possible. And showing your opponent your deck is never really a good thing because it is mandatory. But in addition to that, it's also really nice just to say damage step and then you put the fear in their hearts, But it's very good for negating effects. It's very good for being able to swing over big things that you can't normally swing over. So that's always nice. It did kind of suck against True King Cosmo, but I'll get to that when I get there. For the Paleozoics, 3 Olenoides, it's still good, it's still MST. It makes it so that you can use battle on potentially problematic monsters instead of always using it on back row. And it's just a nice card to have as a Paleo. Normal monster, really nice. You can dump it off Demise if you have too many in hand. It's never really a dead draw, especially with like all the field spells running around. 3 Canadia. 1 got sided out in a couple of matchups, but it's still a really good card to have just because Book of Moon is a good card and it helps the Paleo engine. It's the best other option to have. It's not bad at all. It's very good. 1 Skill Drain because this card's absolutely nuts. I drew it actually twice today, and it just shuts down so much. It's pretty sacky. Then I did end up cutting the strike down to 2, and I play the warning because Solemn Brigade's always nice. And I was actually fine with Strike at 2 because I never really clogged with it, and I saw it enough to the point where I had it available as an option to deal with problematic stuff. So that's it for the entire main deck. 40 cards this time. I'm not bad anymore. Moving on to the extra deck, which is really the least important part, but I want to get to the side deck last because there is one spicy tech that actually won me the entire. Yeah, it did allow me to win the entire day, I guess, because it was game 3 of the final round. It was a very small tournament today, though. So there's that. Tokens for pacifists. And this really doesn't matter. Albania because searching Illinois is nice. Dweller because why not? Dinosaur thing. Kangorgan because I didn't have good cards. Castel because it was a good card. Dark Rebellion, not really a good card, but it was the best thing I had. I didn't want to put Roach in because I was like, screw that. Diamond Dire because it pops stuff. It's actually really nice to have Diamond Dire because it clears your field so your traps become alive again, battle and power. So this actually is kind of relevant. Good card. Never went into it though. Didn't go into the entire extra deck at all. Surprise. Dolka and Alogia because dinos. These got banished off of Earth True King, so that happened. Cowboy because I don't have good cards. Utopia the Lightning. This got banished off of Earth True King. Not much else to say there. Rhapsody because I personally just like this card as an option to beef up your monsters and there's banished stuff. It's always nice. Honor because I don't have good cards. Ragnar Zero because I don't know, Zoo. It's an option. And Tornado Dragon, I just picked it up today. Never went into it obviously, but it's a beautiful card. And very good, obviously. Alright, next up we are going to fix my camera first off. Alright, and second off, go off to the side deck. We had 1 max C. I drew into this against Zoo round 1. Game 2. He took the max C challenge. Didn't end up really working well for him. Because I just had enough negates on board and it just allowed me to generate so much advantage. This card is still insane. We have 3 Ghost Ogre because I sided it in against multiple things. Against True Draco, which I never saw, or True King Cosmo, which I never really saw. It didn't really do too much against Zoo because he already had Barrage, and he had his Barrage before I got drew in a Ghost Ogre. His Barrage was where I max seed, and then I max seed into a Ghost Ogre, so that happened. Good card though, very good hand trap, one of my favorites. 2 Kaijus, these did absolutely nothing. I cut one of the Kaijus, and I might just cut the Kaijus entirely. They just don't do anything. Like, you draw them off Demise, you have to dump them, like, you special them, and then your pacifist becomes dead. I didn't even draw into these the one time I sided them in. I don't know. Not that Kaijus are bad by any means. Obviously, they're, like, the one card out to everything. But I just feel that they didn't really help too much. Board wipes. This helped against Zoo. I saw Regeki. That was nice. Good going second. I even want to side it in against my other 2 matchups, which are ABC and True King Cosmo, because those decks float and or have ways to play around destruction. So circumvent it. That's what I was looking for. So I said meh. I didn't side those in. But the Regeki was nice against Zoo. I sided in a second copy of Grip because I was afraid of Masterpiece deck and or what is it? Dart Destroyer. But I actually didn't side this into the Cosmo matchup because I sided in other stuff. The thing with the new main board I found actually is that it's really, really hard to side out stuff. Like, the auto side outs are 1 duality and a upstart, and then I'm just like, what am I siding out? Because it is extremely hard to find things that are, not relevant. But and I ended up siding out strikes a lot going second and other stuff going in going second, and then going first, like this didn't really come up, but it was there as an option. And I would not actually cut this from the side deck just because having two of this is always nice to run over big stuff that can't be targeted or affected by like card effects. Double Iron Wall, this actually came in clutch against ABC, and I will talk about that. I'll actually do the deck profile or tournament report in a separate video. Probably. This one's getting a bit long already, but yeah, this was awesome. Never sided these in, the huge evolution is over. But in the event that Twin Twisters is a thing, this goes in. Again, the thing is, it's just hard to justify cutting stuff, like, in terms of siding. It's very hard to let things go, at least for me. Like, I had to be like, cut one Canadian, maybe, or like, side out one power, one, just like one of the traps, but it's just like, it's so hard to side out and not lose consistency or any of your actual outs to things. But I wouldn't cut this. This is fine. And then the spice that won me the entire day basically is the one copy of Better Drowning Mirror Force in common form, and that card is Ferret Flames. Now, if you don't know what this card does, you should pause the video right now and read this thing because it is amazing. I got around a Cosmo Forerunner that was just beating me up. Like, he just had Forerunner and just swung like 3 times. And then, I just flipped Ferret Flames. It doesn't target. It would out Masterpiece that's unaffected by traps because it targets the player. And his field was wiped. So I was able to rebound with some of the Paleos and then come back with like Fossil Dig, Melee Smasher. I was set rotationed out of that game. So I couldn't use Pacifist, and that was why that was one of the reasons why Pacifist didn't really do a whole lot today, but I'll get to that in a tournament report later. But this card was actually MVP. It was actually that good, so good that I'm shaking my camera. It is that good. So yeah, that will be the deck profile for this kind of degenerate deck, to be honest, but it is what it is. It's a good deck. It's fun. I can't really say too much about it. It doesn't require the extra deck. It'll be very good in a link format, and it's picking up steam as it should. Again, reason I don't play Heat Wave is that if I want to stun my opponent, I want to make them minus with me. Heat Wave is just an inherent -1, and I don't feel like it does enough. It's fine in combination with my other stun cards, but I could just replace the Heat Waves with more stun cards or more disruption that actually makes my opponent take the fall with me, and that's what I did, and it worked out very well for me. There was never a point where I was like, damn, I wish I had Heat Wave. Never really a point where I wanted Heat Waves. Additionally, drawing it late game is not very good. Like, it doesn't help you out the board. More battles does. The Paleozoics do. Like, just general chainable disruption is good. Like, Heat Wave is fine. It's a good card. I don't deny that's a good card. I just don't think that it's right for this deck. Like, for the way I play it. But feel free to disagree. I know a lot of people will. A lot of people will give me a hard time for that, but I have been finding decent success so far with it, or without it. So we'll see what happens. Tournament report will come later, I guess. So yeah, thanks for watching, and have a nice day.